Abracadabra! Hello everybody, good afternoon. Welcome back to Butterfly Square Garden, a place where you can be free to be yourself, I guess is what we've been saying lately. We do lots of stuff, but this is a drawing video in sequence. We draw every day. Today's the day 4. And the whole purpose was to get really good at drawing portraits, and we wanted to get better by doing anatomy, but there are other things that you can do to get better at drawing. So you might be here because you're brand new to drawing, or you may be returning to drawing and you want to hone the basic skills. Hone the skills by practicing the basics. I don't know what you want to say. But that's what we do. We start here, then we go to here, then we move on to here. And hopefully we can move on to there. You guys, I want to see your work. That's what a thing is. I want to get better, but I also, as a teacher, want to get better as a teacher. So I need students, but I also want co-artists because I want to grow the community. Um, so yeah, this is always the intro. If you want to skip ahead to the drawing, I'll put a link below. And you can just click the link and then you can see how the magic happens. Ooh, and I also wanted to do real magic today. But let's start where we usually start, with drawing on the right side of the brain. And I haven't figured out how to link. I would have like the words put on screen. We'll do that at one point because we repeat it every single time. This is where we're going soon. We've done that many times. I'll show you these in a second. But so as a drawing instruction, there are 5 basic skills that you need to learn in order to draw. Drawing is a global skill, just like riding a bike. So riding a bike, you need to focus on holding the handlebars and pushing the pedals, and then the balance as you move forwards. You're looking at the sidewalk or the road, wherever you're on. There's a lot of things that come into play, and once you can do all those things individually, and then at the same time you put them all together, then you can ride a bike. Same thing with swimming or riding a car, reading, anything. It's all the same. So, yeah, once you learn how to do those things, you kind of never forget, and that's why drawing is a really cool skill. Unlike, say, an instrument where you stop playing, you forget it in, a week or more, but you know what I'm saying. That's kind of what attracted me to drawing in the first place, is if you stop for like 30 years and come back later, you can pretty much pick up where you left off. Anyways, so there are 5 basic skills. Usually we read all of that out of the book, but I'll just tell you real quick. That's what I did. So let's make my head a little smaller. And let's get the 5 basic skills. Oh man. I'm getting better. This is actually better than usual, guys. So, focus. 5 basic skills of drawing. It's so easy. They're not even drawing skills, so you don't need to know how to draw in order to learn how to draw. So I usually repeat that several times. The global skill of drawing a perceived object, person, landscape, something you see out there, requires only 5 basic component skills, no more. These skills are not drawing skills, they are perceptual skills, listed as follows. So I just blabbed all that, and I repeated it again. So I'm just going to skip to this in the beginning of the video, and you guys are going to know that this is our thing. Only 4 minutes in, we're usually like 8 minutes by now. And I told you what we're going to do, so the intro is getting better. Anyways, 1. Perception of edges. 2. The perception of spaces. 3. The perception of relationships. 4. The perception of lights and shadows. 5. The perception of the whole, or gestalt. And then you can see over here how they just build upon each other. And the gestalt means like the first four put together as a whole, which happens naturally. So you don't even need to worry about the fifth one, just the first four. Um, so that's the first thing that you need to know in order to learn how to draw. Look at these, they're so good. I just flipped here by accident, but people after taking the course in this book start out. Oh, that one's not so bad. This one's pretty bad. That's where they start and that's where they go. That's where they start, that's where they go. So that's why we're using this book. You know, we want to do the same thing. Our drawings may look like this, but they could look like real people. I love this one. Does that look like you're drawing, everybody? Or it could, you could look. She learned how to draw that in 4 days. That's what this book says. Oh my God, I love that. That looks like a third grader's. Um, and that's real one. So that's another thing that it talks about in this book. People get embarrassed and stop drawing at about third grade. So there are adults who have like a third grader drawing comprehension. That's kind of what I would call it. Like, I'm helping y'all grow up as individuals, even though I kind of had a children in my class for the longest time. So the other thing I want to tell you really quickly is the brain science behind learning how to draw. So this book tells you that, you know, we've got left brain, right brain. I feel like this is familiar in society. Like, you guys, do you know the science behind, like, we've got a linguistic brain that's very rational and numeric and time-oriented, sequential. And then we also have a brain that's nonverbal. You know, the brain, we've got different parts, the left brain, right brain, and it's two halves. But we know that it's important for them to be connected. Is it corpus callosum? Is that what connects your brains? And then you got the brain spine. I just learned that your skin is basically the same cells as brain. That's why they're so sensitive. Anyways, skin, biggest organ. Okay, so the nonverbal thinks in patterns and pictures, and it's composed of whole things, and it does not comprehend reductions, either numbers, letters, or words. Oh my God, my nose is so itchy, guys. I'm sorry. It's like vibrating. Every time I get on camera, it's just like something that happens. It's my mustache. There's like nose hairs or something. Is that true? Am I? It makes me want to sneeze. That's not a symptom of COVID, is it? There we go. I was like, come on, I know we can get a better picture than that. So yeah, left brain, right brain. This book, I've underlined over here, but I'm going to say really quick. This book says, learn those basic component skills, those four: edges, spaces, relationships, lights and shadows, and then the gestalt is all that put together. Don't you just love this light? Yeah. Learn those. It's easy. Start with edges. I'm going to do the exercise for edges in a second. And then the other thing is the strategy for accessing the R mode. So L mode is dominant. You use it all day long. It's what's familiar to you. We want to use the R mode. So how do you get there without using drugs? You can, meditate or run, or there's other stuff, but here it says you need to give the brain a job that the L mode, the analytic part of you, will turn down. And I think that's why everyone gets so frustrated when they're learning how to draw, because um, there. It's like you can't use them both at the same times. There's like this wrestling conflict that goes on, and people freak out. So anyways, I guess that's what this is talking about. All the exercises in this book, therefore, are based on two organizing principles and major aims. First, to teach the reader 5 basic component skills of drawing, and second, to provide the conditions that facilitate making cognitive shifts to R mode, the thinking, seeing mode specialized for drawing. So, in short, the process of learning to draw, one also learns to control, at least to some degree, the mode by which one's own brain handles information. So maybe you've noticed that one day you're drawing and it's not coming out so good, you're struggling. But then maybe another time when you're drawing and you're kind of relaxed, maybe you're on the bus, maybe if you've just taken a shower, it's about bedtime. Um, or maybe you're in class where there's like a really nice. I guess that makes a lot of sense when you're in art class. The atmosphere is already set, so people are just kind of trained to fall in. And you can compare your drawings of when you're in the right brain and when you're in the left brain. And yeah, there's like more of a put together quality. Um, so yeah, we learn how to experience this shift, and that's what I love. How I don't even have to look for the page anymore. It's so used to it, I can just flip to it without looking. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to draw these face vases. The exercise is specifically designed to help you shift from L to R. We need to come up with a language to go faster because I'm tired of saying the same thing over and over. Tell me in the comments, like, are you guys, are you doing the exercise? Because I keep telling you to do it and I'm not seeing you do it. I did see, I posted a video of the upside down drawing. Well, I didn't. I saw a picture that someone posted of the same drawing that we used for our upside down drawing, and ours came out way better. But they were like, oh, it's been a long time. I'm laughing because it's so bad. And I asked them if they had drawn it upside down, because that's what we did. It looked like the same exercise, but it didn't look like they drew it upside down. So that's why I'm like, you gotta do the right thing. I don't know. So the exercise, this is how we're gonna start every video. I'm gonna jump faster. We're only 12 minutes in, but you gotta explain every single time. What do you, I gotta just get better at explaining the whole thing. Do 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 do. So we're going to draw one side. I'm right-handed, so I'm starting on the left. I'm going to draw this, and then I'm going to go around to the other side, and then I'm going to draw the other side and connect it. And that's the first part of the exercise. So let me start there. Or no, I'm just going to explain the whole thing. You can pause the video and do it yourself, or not. When we get to the other side, when we're doing the other side, we're going to be speaking with our words and really thinking about what each one is, like chin, nose, lips, eyelashes, whatever you want, nostrils, turkey chin. That's what we're going to do. So, doing the first one right now. Now I'm going. Oh, I'm not talking. Hmm. 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 I don't know why I was humming. Maybe that helped me. So now I'm going to the other side of my paper and I'm going to talk the whole time. So now I'm doing a chin and now ooh, goodness, lips. And now I'm doing my nose. And now I'm doing the bridge of my nose and then the forehead and the eyebrows and then the frontal bone and now the hairline and now I'm done. Ta-da! And that is the face vase exercise. And did you guys do it? Let's do a little breakdown of what happened while I color this in. So the exercise is designed to help you feel the difference between L brain and R brain. And on the first one that I'm coloring in right now, the face over here, I wasn't really talking and I just drew it. And I was really just looking at the picture. On the other side, I was talking the whole time. I said like chin, neck, lips, and hopefully you guys did that too. And Did you feel anything happen? Put a comment below and I'll talk about it. Let's hash it out. So, the exercise is actually designed to make you feel the conflict between hemispheres because that's the linguistic part. When you're speaking, um, you're using the wrong part of the brain while you're trying to draw. So that's kind of when, if you notice, right over here, I paused because I thought I was going the wrong way. Um, that was the way that I solved the problem, was just by pausing for a second. But I'm going to read from the book real quick because it's kind of my favorite thing. And then from there, we can go into the anatomy. And then from there, we'll go into the portraiture. But this is the last thing I'm going to do from this book over here. Do you want to read with me? Let's read it together. I mean, kids like it when you read to them, so why shouldn't adults, right? I just really like this book, so. Ba ba da da da. The exercises that follow, did I say that? It helps you cross over. Do 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 do. It says you gotta feel it to really experience it. This is all telling you what to do, and now we're up to why we did this. So, if this was your first time doing it, I'm very proud of you. Take a picture and show me, or at least tell me you did it. Nearly all of my students experience some confusion or conflict while doing this exercise. A few people experience a great deal of conflict, even a moment of paralysis. I paused, but yeah. What happened to you? If this happened to you, you may have come to a point where you needed to change direction in the drawing but didn't know which way to go. The conflict may have been so great that you could not make your hand move the pencil to the left or the right. That is the purpose of this exercise, to create conflict so that each person can experience in their own minds the mental crunch that can occur when instructions are inappropriate to the task at hand. I believe that the conflict can be explained as follows. I gave you instructions that strongly plugged in the verbal system in the brain, and remember that I insisted that you name each part of the profile, blah, 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 blah. How did you solve it? To sum up, this is what I really wanted. So I'll skip to this next time. I'll put a little star. Boop, boo, doo, 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 doo. And now we'll know in tomorrow's video that we can skip right over here. See, that's why these videos are important. To sum up, I hope you're listening. Are you asleep out there? To sum up, the point of the seemingly simple vase face exercise is this. In order to draw a perceived object or person, something that you see with your eyes, you must make the mental shift to a brain mode that is specialized for this visual perceptual task. The difficulty of making the shift from verbal to visual mode often causes conflict. Blah, 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 blah. There are numerous solutions. Blah, blah, blah. What are your solutions? Navigating a drawing in the right hemisphere mode. Ooh, this is interesting. Do, 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 do. It's basically comparing drawing to sailing a boat. La, 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 la. What is learned in learning to draw? Do, 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 do. For most tasks, the modes are combined. Lo, 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 lo. Goodness gracious, there's so much to talk about in this book. Now it gets into upside down drawing. So that's what we did in an exercise. Because we've done the face vase so many times that we moved on to upside down drawing. So if you want to see our upside down drawing, go back in the video. So we're about 20 minutes in. Not so bad. We did a lot of discussing, and we did the face vase. I think this one came out pretty good. That is a face vase. That is, and I didn't, I made a little pause, but I mean, I would say that's one of my better ones. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's put a date on it. JSJ 4 3, 20, 21. Oh yeah, so if you can see on the screen, there's a little button of this exact image in the corner. I'm not sure which corner it'll be in. It might be this corner. It should be this corner right over here. So down there is that face vase, and if you click on it, you can follow me and or subscribe or whatever the hell it's called. And then when I make a new video, it'll just pop up for you and we can be friends. Especially if you follow me, I'll follow you. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I'll comment on all your videos because that's really the way this works. You build a community online. Drink green tea. It's good for your health. ASMR, drinking tea with friends and drawing. I'm wearing a little bit of stage makeup if you haven't noticed. I gotta look good for camera. There's so much that goes into this. It took me like all day to prepare just to be on camera. And we got started kind of late. I guess it's 6 o'clock. But I had to clean like all morning. So we got family coming over tomorrow. So Jason, like, enjoy having family over tomorrow. Okay, so yesterday we skipped a skull drawing by accident, and that's what we're going to just start with today. As you can see, as I flip backwards, that is the future of our drawings, all of the muscles. This is the past of our drawings, the skull. Yeah, this is what we missed by accident, so we need to draw this one. It is very important. What color should we draw it in? We've been drawing everything in black, but I kind of feel like it might be nice to use another color today. Maybe like a blue. I dropped something. Maybe like a blue. Kingfisher blue is the first one that I picked up. It's kind of a light blue. I think I want more of, what's this one? Royal blue? It just says blue. But I don't like plain blue. I would rather use the Prussian blue, but that looks too dark. 2/3 of art is just talking about light and color. So, we already did our exercise, so I'm already shifted over to the right brain. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to draw that so easily. And I say take your time, like go up to like 5 minutes for if you need to. Go slow with that one. Do it again. Do it as many times as you need to. I've done it a couple times, so that's why it wasn't such a big deal. But it's supposed to be like hard to do that. But talking and drawing at the same time is apparently what I'm doing. So I'm seeing like a circle and it drops down a little bit. I'm seeing like someone's texting me. Oh well, you gotta wait. I kind of need to hurry up today, so I'm just gonna speed draw it and hope that it comes out okay. Singing is something that I've wanted to do like my whole life. How do you like my voice? As someone who is ashamed of their voice, like growing up there. Oh my goodness, don't even get me started. La 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 la. So this is the superior temporal line. And this is the zygomatic bone right here, which comes into the maxilla, which is here. That's what I'm drawing now. Which is the upper jawbone. That's what that is. Upper jawbone, teeth. Lower jawbone is the mandible. It's labeled, but I'm not looking at the labels right now. Right at the base of the zygomatic arch is the nose bone. And then right above the nose bone is the glabella. This is the superior temporal line, which when you put them together, you get the eye socket or the orbital. I always make something off with the eye socket. Like I did them last this time, but I usually try to do them first. Um, but it just like hasn't been comfortable doing them first because I felt like it's funny. I mean, I've done all the other bones, so those were just like really easy to draw in. Okay, so right at the top of the zygomatic bone is where the nasal hole, whatever it's called. So we're gonna have to learn the names better, but I'm doing my best, everybody. So, what brought you to this channel? Are you learning how to draw, or did you come from Reddit? Because chances are you've watched my videos on Reddit. Chances are you're coming from Draw 365 or Draw Every Day or Learn How to Draw or I can you see I'm posting my stuff like in a lot of places. Anything that it'll be accepted in. Let's see. I did go to art school. I went to LaGuardia High School. And graduated in 09. That was what we would yell in the lounge. It was cool. Our graduation was at Lincoln Center, and they gave a terrific, whoa, what a performance. We had over 400 people in our graduating class. So shout out to some of my bestest friends. I know I'm friends with at least one of them on my YouTube account. They go by Skittles. If you're watching this, Skittles, I love ya, but probably not. It's really fun seeing people you know on YouTube. So, a needle pulling thread. Me, a name I call myself. I'm off key. It's okay. Tea, a drink with jam and bread. And that brings us back to do. So over here, I was focusing on the negative space. That's how I just drew those things in pretty confidently. I feel like I can put in some darker lines just to like get my thingy down, my thingy. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2. 1, 2. I don't think I've ever really done it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it's split about that much. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there should be 7 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm looking at the teeth while I do it. 5, 6, 7. The last 3 are smaller than the first 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's like 4 big ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last 3 are like kind of small. And I didn't look at the picture for that, which is wrong to do. My pencil's getting dull, so I'm going to sharpen it. And I got this Faber-Castell since 1761 pencil sharpener, and it is by far the best pencil sharpener I've ever had. Like, no matter how low quality the pencil is, it always gives me a perfect point. So, as someone who likes to use mechanical pencils, get one of those. Oh man, I looked up and the skull is kind of off to me, but I'm not done, so let's not cry over spilled milk yet. Do 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 do. So now that I have a really pointy pencil, I'm drawing with the side of the tip because otherwise it would give me like a really strong line, and I'm not ready to do that in my video. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bump, bump. Ooh, bump, 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 bump. Maybe it's because I've spent a long time working with kids, but you kind of have no fear. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Has anyone out there like raised a child? Because you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, you'll fear for their health and stuff, but like after a certain point, you're just like, oh my god, even death wouldn't scare. No. That is a side effect of drawing skulls. I've noticed is you start getting like really contemplative of like your life, and especially after being locked up for the last year, I've gotten really, really introspective, and I've developed like a I'm shading in like this whole thing because I really want to emphasize that that is um behind the front of the bone. Do 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 do. There's like a little thingy here. I kind of forgot to draw that in, so I'll put that in now, and then I'll shade it in so that it's in the background. That's a little trick, you know. If it's in the background, you give a little shading on it. Interesting. I can see the little. There's like a fork on the top of your mandible right over here. So I just drew that in. I think it's coming out pretty good. There's like some shadows that I've missed over here. I kind of want to give more dimension to the skull because the book has highlights and I can't do highlights just yet. So I have to really practice the illusion. Do 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 do. How do you like my skull? How do you like my zygomatic arch? Are you guys? I'm drawing a little squiggly diggly right over here because that's, I guess, separating um, the maxilla from the zygomatic bone. Do 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 do. I feel like, oh no, not I feel. Once we're done with this skull, we're pretty much done with the skullness. We're ready to move on. We're gonna do the neck, and then after the neck, we're gonna do hands, and then after the hands, we're gonna do the feet. Because as I say in every, oh whoa, that's way bigger. That's way bigger. I'm like so afraid to put that in for some reason. But I'm measuring now and it goes all the way to the orbital, which is here. Oops, I put that in too dark, but now you can at least see what I'm talking about. Whoa, that was a big difference. And then it goes to about this far up. Man, I'm expecting a weed deal like at the exact moment that I'm doing this video. And I can say this because weed is now legal in New York City. But I'm sure the cops know exactly what's going on anyway. You know the government is watching everything that we do. They could lock us up for whatever they want at any time. So, I'm nobody. I'm just an art teacher, everybody. I'm just an art teacher. Don't lock me up. Even if I say something stupid. I'm just kidding. I'm a performance artist, everybody. But I like to draw, and I've specialized in visual design. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you male, female, non-binary? I would actually classify myself as non-binary, and I do have the stories to back it up. little Jason telling his mom that he wishes that he's a girl because he wanted to have long hair. Telling his brother that he had a vagina when they would be in the shower. And I would say that this is getting personal now. That he would be like, well, you clearly have a penis, and I'm like, no, I ate a piece of chicken and it came out the wrong way. So, if anyone's watching these videos at my funeral, that's literally something that happened. So yeah, little Jason identified partially female, and it confused him, her, because yep, I think it's possible to be like a two-spirited kind of creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bup, bup, bup. Oh no, that was all wrong. It should go to here. Do 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 do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oops, I gotta look up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes 5, 6, 7. Sorry, I gotta focus on the teeth. They're like kind of the hardest part of the skull. For me, at least, unless you're like a dentist who's studied teeth already, but if you're in dentistry, draw the teeth. It'll help. If you're a physician and, I don't know, doing physical therapy, draw the muscles. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's pretty much good enough. And then there is a line that goes down here. Do 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 do. So yeah, non-binary people are cool. Some of my best friends from high school identify as non-binary. I call them best friends now. I knew a lot of people. Oh, I was supposed to bring it out on this side. My God, are you kidding me? I'm gonna wrap this drawing up pretty quickly. I feel like, I mean, that's pretty much a skull, right? What do you guys think? Can I draw or can I not draw? Anyone can draw. That's what I would tell my kids. Sorry for yelling. I would be like, so just so you know, we're all artists here because um, that was the whole point of the program. Was it was an art program, but it was after school. Um, and even though it was mainly a theater program that catered to the theater kids, God, that's just like I'm back in LaGuardia. um, Visual design was important, so. And anyways, I bonded with a lot of the parents. Ugh, man. I have a whole binder full of the kids' drawings, and I've got a whole bunch of photo albums online and Facebook and stuff of all the kids' work, and I'm going to treasure them forever, and I want to turn them into a book, an online book, and you guys can all look at them all the time. I did flip through the binder in one of my videos, so if you're really curious, go check it out. I feel like I'm kind of finishing up here. I'm like almost done. What is there left to do? I'm gonna put a little definition around the teeth better. I'm gonna sharpen my pencil again. That looks pretty good. Um, keep practicing it. Look at my light. Ah, isn't that funny? My cheeks should be a little shiny because I put eyeliner on them. I want to give myself a little fairy glow. Isn't that just adorable? Oh man, I started drawing this shadow before. There's a couple things we have to do. We have to clean up the nason and the root of the nose. Squiggly digglies for the maxilla. I'm putting a little shadow above the glabella and above this around the temporal arch, just so that we can have a little highlight in the corner. So that means I have to shadow everything else. You can't really see that, so I'm doing it again. A little darker. It's so interesting. I used to draw my portraits every single morning. Well, not every morning, but the way this started was I wanted to get better at drawing, so I decided I wanted to do 500 portraits. And I was drawing every day, and then I was uploading them to Facebook, and it was so interesting because I started getting good enough that the facial recognition technology would pick up my face, and it would put a little box around it. And that was like really validating, so I started making them my profile pictures. So if maybe that's a goal for you, if you want to learn how to draw your own face, and then you can put it as a self-portrait on Facebook on your profile, and then everyone will compliment you. So, there's way more shadow on, oh god, I wish I'd had that come out a little more, but whatever, you live and you learn. Do 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 do. There's kind of like indentations on the bones around the teeth, so that's kind of interesting. What is it? It's called, it just says maxilla. Make sure you have really clean lines, everybody. As your art teacher, I'm telling you to clean up your fucking lines. Sorry, this video is not for kids. And I do that on purpose so that you guys can have comments. Otherwise, we wouldn't be allowed to have comments. Isn't that, like, I mean, it makes sense. I understand it, but it's also kind of sad. Okay, so I swiggly diggly on that side to separate the zygomatic bone from the maxilla. What else? I'm looking in the camera to see what you guys see, and I'm liking what I see. Just a couple more shadows. Couple more shadows. That's literally just what drawing is like, oh, let me add a couple more shadows here, and a shadow here, and a little shadow here. Maybe tighten up the line in my orbital and make it a little, the fact that this is behind. Oh, and I keep forgetting to put the shadow in. Put it in my shadow, and put it in my shadow, and put it in my shadow. It's kind of like a round shadow, because it is your cheekbone. Alright, I'm like kind of bored with this now, so, oh, I do have to color that in a little more. This whole face isn't, I'm like afraid to shade this in, but I kind of have to. Don't be afraid to use the dark, because it is important to have dark, even though there may be a highlight somewhere around there. Boop, boo, 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 boo. I can't believe how much time I spent on this drawing, but we want it to look good. Drawing is a slow process, everybody. Take your freaking time. And enjoy yourself. This is supposed to be fun. If you don't want to draw skulls and you want to draw something that you like to look at, and that's the whole point of still life. The whole point of painting flowers isn't to have a nice painting of flowers. It's because looking at flowers is an enjoyable experience. Looking at the naked body is an enjoyable experience, and you want to make that last as long as possible. So the whole time you're drawing, you're looking at the objects. So it's really nice. I really want to emphasize that, if you're kind of feeling upset while you're drawing, maybe you take a break. Unless you're drawing because you're upset and drawing calms you down, but beware, your drawings may not be as good. Also, don't do drugs like alcohol and draw because they do not mix. Um, they don't. You won't be able to draw. I'm telling you. Do 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 do. Oh, that's what I was missing that little thing. I think I just closed up the drawing. So now I'm like more secure with my drawing. There's more shading right over here though. Goodness, that definitely helped. That helped a lot. Sometimes you'll do something that's just like really good for the drawing. Um, do do do. Oh, that's dark, but like a smaller shadow. I shouldn't be so afraid of some of these shadows. Okay, I think I'm pretty much like calling it quits. I think it would be fun to make the background a different color. So I'm going to make the background red. So that's something that you learn in negative space, which is what I'm doing now. Negative space is obviously the space around an object. Um, it's like the background, and it's a very Western phenomenon to draw a picture but ignore the backgrounds because we're always so focused on the one object. But the subject or the object, whatever we're talking about, doesn't make sense unless you put it in relation to something else. And it really just makes the picture pop. So, I've drawn skulls enough times that I am, but I have and still have like a connection with the Native American spirit. But also, I did go to North Dakota to Standing Rock and smoked peace pipe with the Native Americans who had come. There was like all of the horseback tribes who had come from at least 500 miles away, and they had all convened on that day to like be proud of the fact that they weren't fighting in among their own Native Americans because they had united against the common goal to defeat the pipeline, which, as far as I can tell, has basically been shut down. But it was right after they blew off that. Not right after. It was years after they blew off that girl's arm, which happened like 2 days after we left. They were like, put the white people in the front because then it'll become news. And then they blew off the girl's arm, and then it was like, oh no, we care about, you know, the Native Americans. But they had already occupied the sacred space and like taken over. And there were helicopters over us 24/7. We were there for like 4 days. Oh my goodness, there's no way. 2 days? It was like a 19-hour drive, and then we were there for 2 days, and then it was another 19-hour drive home. Good times. Good times. That was a good time. No, it wasn't. It was like low-key awful because I didn't have my weed because it was a drug-free compound. So I was stressing a little bit. Okay, what do you guys think? I'm calling it quits on our skull. So this was our reference in the anatomy book, and this is what we came out with. Just before I do the anatomy, I know that we've got frontal bone. Oh God, I'll study that on my own, but at least I can draw it. And now I'm gonna label it as well as I can in. Damn it, I should have left some white on the side because I like to do bubbles. Okay. Goodness gracious. I don't really want to ruin my drawing. I'll write it on the side. Glabella is right here, and then superciliary arch is here. We know that. I don't really have to write it down, but maybe you guys should. We've got the nasal bone and the nasal cavity. That's what I called the nose hole. So this is the nasal bone. This is the nasal cavity. We did know the maxilla. This is the mental protuberance, which is kind of like, how am I going to show this? It's like this little shape down here, like the chin, and then the mental tubercles are your two bumpies on the chin. The mandible is the lower jaw, we said that. Zygomatic bone, we know that. Orbits, eye socket, we know that. Superior, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I wrote down glabella, but I pretty much know all the names of the bones on this picture. We drew that one, we know, oh, goodness. So we drew this, we know all of those, except for, okay, mastoid, blah, 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 blah. You guys watch me draw that. And I'm studying the anatomy on my own, but that's proof that we know how to draw. That is a drawing of a skull, wouldn't you agree? And we were able to talk about what it was all called the whole time. I want this to be a little bit darker, though. Like, this whole thing should be darker. That's so weird. I'm looking in the I'm looking on the screen. While I do it. That is so weird. It's easier to see it on the screen than it is in my own book. But that means that I have to make everything else darker. So I'm like, oh my goodness. I don't really like what I'm doing right now. Okay. I do see what I have to do, though. I don't want to be working on this all day. You guys can see we got it done. So this is almost an hour in, and now, oh my goodness, it imprinted the picture as lead that I just drew on underneath, so I have to clear it up for my next drawing. So, yeah, it's important to learn the anatomy. Hopefully it'll help us with our actual figure drawing. Although I did like using the colored pencil, that did work out really well. I'm going to go back to the mechanical pencil because I just want to get good at drawing with a fine point. Drink green tea, it's good for your health. Okay, I actually only have like, oh my goodness, let me see something. I'm on camera and I'm about to, no, this is bad, I shouldn't. I'm going to do a really quick portrait. I'm putting this back. So I'm just going to do a really quick focus. Oh, goodness. I just opened Snapchat by accident, everybody. It was already focused. Ah, don't you love the light? I had a dream about talking to Abraham Hicks, and I was in the hot seat, and I don't even know if I was going to say anything. I was thinking about how I never know what I would say. I would just go up to her, and then in that moment, I looked in her eyes, and it was like the most it was like blue, but with gold because the light was shining in it, and I just remember that they were just like the biggest thing and it had taken up my whole experience, and I was just like in shock, and it was the beautiful thing. But I doubt her eyes are even blue. Abraham, do you know what I'm talking about? So, looking at my face, let's make it a little bit bigger. Uh-oh. What the frickin' heck? it stopped working. Closing this. Close all. I don't even know if this is gonna work, everybody. Oh my goodness, this is bad. I think it'll be okay. We're about to find out something, everybody. I learned that if the webcam shuts off when I start it, it'll continue for a video. Video connection lost. Receive. Do 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 do. I don't know if I can do this, yos. Video connection lost. Receive. Error. So, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I think I might have to end the video here because I did draw technically today. I did. I'm recording and I don't think that this is going to work. Stop. Stop. Okay. Doot 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 doot. Yep. Oh my goodness. So, in that case, it looks like I'm not really going to be able to get to that self-portrait today, but I will probably end up drawing some later, and I could link a picture, but I don't really feel like doing that, so I'm going to cut class off. Today, it's already an hour-long video, and you guys only watched like 10 minutes of this anyway, and the skull came out really good, so I'm happy with that. And I put on all of this makeup for just for you. Doot 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 doot. I'm going to draw really quickly. Let's give it. No, I'm done. Thanks everybody for coming out today and watching me draw my skull. The purpose is to draw every day, even though I didn't get to the actual drawing of my face today on camera. I'll do that on my own. And I'm also going to practice the names of the bones in the skull so that I can say them all without looking at the book. And then eventually we're going to learn how to draw them all without looking at the book. Again, after the skull and the neck, we're going to do the hands and then the feet, because the rest would be so easy after that. Don't you like my mess over here? I'm going to clean that up as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's grow each other's channels. We want to build a community, especially the art community, but you know, I'm focused on butterflies and animals, and I really want to terraform New York City to rebuild the butterfly habitat so that they're no longer endangered species anymore. And then I also mentioned in the last video that I was accepted from a Cornell program in New York City for becoming a health liaison, or no, what are they? It's like they're calling it a health leader, but you're also like an information liaison for the community. So that's cool. And then there's also the personal fitness merit badge counselor for Boy Scouts because I'm an Eagle Scout. But yeah, the most important thing in my life is teaching this art class and becoming a better artist myself. And yeah, it's still COVID, so make sure you wear a mask, wash your hands. Science is real, and it's almost over. We've got vaccines. Get them as fast as you can, because then it'll have less time to mutate, and we don't even like using mutate. It's called variants. So there will be variants in the virus if we give it time to reproduce, which we don't want to do. So it's April, and I'm getting my shot on, I think, the 16th, and then maybe I can hang out at my favorite restaurant right now, which is where I worked over a year ago so that I could learn Greek. This is turning into a vlog. I always have a vlog at the end. And I also do a critique, but you guys, I already did my critique on both the exercise of drawing the face vase, which do the face vase and show it to me. Drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Do you want to say goodbye, everybody, to the skull, to Mr. Skull? which I didn't sign and date, so I'm going to sign and date it. Boop boop, signature JSJ 4/3/2021. Do you want to say goodbye, everybody? Goodbye, everybody. Oh, look at that. That is a really nice skull that we just drew today. I think we're starting to get the hang of, I mean, you just got to keep up with it. This is me drawing for like 4 days in a row. So I'm starting to get more comfortable with drawing. And yeah, I mean, I've got lots of practice and experience, but it doesn't mean squat if you haven't done the basics. So as someone who I went to school with people who were like really, really talented, and I was kind of also talented in my own way, but I was comparing myself to what they were really good at, and I'm good at, my own things that I'm really good at. But drawing takes practice. You don't just some people can without realizing it put all of their attention on drawing and learn how to do it at a young age. But some of us, like myself, I even having gone to art school, I didn't even start like really drawing until I was well into my adulthood. Keeping notebooks was always such a stressful thing for me because it was so important that the drawings were good. But now it's just the drawing is the important part, and as a result of that, I'm just filling up books like it's nothing. So I literally, this book is full, and I'm going backwards on the backwards pages now. So I need to get a new book. If you want to donate money for a new camera or for some equipment, it'll be for a good cause. You know, let the videos run in the background so that you can count up my minutes, and maybe I'll do the same for you. Just give me a comment, and we can help each other grow. But all in all, this has been a fun day. I'm glad it all worked out. I'm gonna go eat dinner and walk my dog and maybe buy some weed. But I'm trying to give it up. At least the smoking part, because I want to infuse the honey. So wouldn't that be fun? And then give it away to everyone I know, but not sell it. La 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 la. I'm uploading this. I haven't done anything, so I'm just an artist who's talking about stuff. Do do do. Draw every day for at least 5 minutes. And then if you enjoyed your 5 minutes, set the timer for another 5 minutes. And if you enjoyed that, set the timer for 10 minutes. If you enjoyed that, set the timer for 20 minutes. That should be the process. You start small and then you work up to a bigger thing. Otherwise, you'll just have a bigger thing made up of garbage. So, yeah. I can't believe I lost the feed because I was worried about people texting me. So I'm going to remember that for next time. And I'm also going to get several different cameras with their own IP address so that I can post anything anywhere. That's basically what this is. But it's garbage. It's a bad phone. I wanted to save money and I was stupid. So yeah. Arigato, yasas. Parakalo is what I meant to say. Um, Gracias. Thank you. Be yourself and keep growing. I don't know. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's Easter, so I'm going to have to get the video in early before the family starts getting here. And yeah, maybe we'll draw some Easter eggs. Bye, I love you. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for coming to class. It was fun. Bye.